Tug along with the Sunday crew. Geeking out is what we do. Giggle on, it's gonna be great. Don't be late, let's celebrate. Science fiction on a screen so bright. Old classics and the new delights. The unapologetic geek will lead the way, with facts and fun to fill your day. Discussing every detail, every frame, from the eerie to the loud and the same. Giggle along with all that's great. Those Sunday vibes you can't debate. Tug along with the Sunday crew. Geeking out is what we do. Giggle on, it's gonna be great. Don't be late, let's celebrate.
Hello, welcome to the Tug Chat. We are finishing up our September discussion of Spaceships today. Unfortunately, Sister Sarah will not be here today. She's feeling under the weather. She might show up in the chat. Everybody wish her the best.
Yes. Hope you get better soon.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to say hi to everybody who was here. I saw Daryl Johnson was in the chat earlier.
Other brother.
Sean Innes is here. Channel member Yarn John. We'll just call him John because it makes more sense. And of course, channel member Indie Spoats. And let's see. Harold's bot is here. Anyway, yeah, like I said, we're going to finish up our discussion of Spaceships today. I feel like this has been a good topic. I think today we might actually exhaust it. We're gonna pull out all the big guns we got left. We're gonna empty our chambers today. So hopefully that'll be
dirty.
It does, doesn't it?
Our Maryland chamber.
Yeah.
Yes, let's get this ship over with. Danny Staten is here. Hello, Danny. Greetings. Yeah, hopefully my Wi-Fi holds up. I'm not sure. See what happens. I'm glad you have power there in South Carolina. I know a lot of people don't. We got a light thunderstorm here in St. Louis. That was the end of the hurricane. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started.
Quiet.
Yeah. And I think what I'm going to start with. Okay, I'm going to start with this one. Let me present it. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated. Where is it? It is that one. The Event Horizon. I'm not. Yes. I don't think we talked about it.
No.
Basically, you take the Discovery from 2001, you make it cross-shaped, and then you basically just turn it into a haunted house in space. I'm a big fan of that like gothic aesthetic. It's one of the reasons why I defend Alien Covenant, because I feel like it's a gothic horror movie. And Event Horizon definitely fits that bill. It is also a gothic horror movie. You're like in an abandoned castle, but it's all incredibly gory. And there's all this satanic stuff going on. The front window is even shaped like an upside down cross. There's all kinds of stuff going on the set and the interior set design as well as the exterior that I just love. I love everything about it. It screams horror movie, and that as it should, because it is a horror movie. I think it's the best thing Paul W.S. Anderson's ever done, which isn't actually saying that much. But I love the Event Horizon. I think it is a very, very cool ship. It is very, very spooky, and it's definitely not a ship I would ever want to go on. Yeah. So anybody else have anything to say about the Event Horizon? Because I think
you nailed it.
It's the spookiest ship, especially on the
Yes.
insides.
Yeah, the
Some of
insides
are
amazing.
the sets inside, that like the engine room, just like even like the sick bay and the crew compartments, the way that they laid everything out, and it's all very gothic on the inside, you know. Just
Yeah, it's got like
yeah.
buttresses, even like hanging
Yeah,
buttresses
yeah.
inside for some reason.
Yeah, it's cool. It's just I loved that that whole set that they built for that one. That was one of the creepiest looking ships from the inside, really was. So, but fun fact, you said it was very similar to the Discovery from 2001. The Discovery was supposed to have wings on the back.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they took them off because they didn't like the way
Wow,
they
did not
looked.
know that.
Yeah, so. It's even more so like the Discovery was supposed to be with the wings on the back.
That is a
there.
good point.
Yeah.
And you actually
Wow, I
do
never
see
knew
the inside of that like neck, that really
Yeah.
long neck.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's where they board initially.
I always thought was weird. They got this big giant neck of like it's just a hallway
yeah, it's just
with
a big
windows.
Yeah.
You know? It's like- couldn't they have stored stuff in there at least or something? You know?
No, you got to be able to look into the nothing to
Yeah,
realize
yeah.
just how little you are.
Yeah, Event Horizon's all about staring into the abyss, right?
Yes, correct.
And I like that it's kind of like it's more elliptical than circular on the inside. It's kind of like an eye shape.
Yeah.
And yeah, when they first go in and the gravity's off, and you've just got like literal floating body parts and stuff, that's something.
And they get on the bridge and they find that nice spattering on the wall
Oh yeah, yeah.
of gore. It's like, oh look, somebody decorated.
Uh-oh, looks like we've lost Tracy.
Oh no.
She's vanished.
Oh no, without a trace.
Wah, wah,
bum.
wah.
You
Okay.
did me. Okay, who had Tracy in the pool?
I haven't even brought up the pool yet.
Right? Forgot to bring up the pool.
It's the unalive pool,
That's right.
which you have to say now. Thank
Oh
you.
no, the Event Horizon got her. Ah.
She is swallowed into the event horizon that we are trying to escape. No, and on top of it, it's to me, I really enjoy that movie. I love that movie.
me too.
I had a really good time watching that movie. It was fun, and so yeah, highly recommend the movie. And the ship just fits the motif of it. It's dark, gritty. And when you're talking about like going into the edge of a black hole, right? Like that's a terrifying thing. Like spaghettification is not something to play with, right? Like that to me, like getting stretched
That's
so
why it
thin.
has a long neck.
Yeah, there you go. Right, that's what it is. It's the visual distortion. Now it's really actually a very like stunted neck. It's like a very like Mike Tyson like neck. It's just the Event Horizon makes it look like it's so much longer. That's what it, no, but like that whole concept of being stretched out, like and your atoms like basically pulled into one like line, is terrifying. And so like to me like. This whole look matches that danger, that because again, like a neck like that should not exist. That should not work. Fortunately, in space, there's no physics, or there's much less resistance. That it isn't as much of an issue, but still, like it just doesn't. It looks like it should not work, and so
it would have
to me
to
it
be
adds to the danger.
It'd have to be incredibly strong because you have to overcome the effects of inertia when
Right.
turning or accelerating. So
Exactly.
Yeah. Spaghettification.
Spaghettification. Yeah.
I just like the idea in the movie that when they cross when they go into the black hole or whatever the gravity well, that they cross over into like another dimension or universe or whatever that is like the hell universe or whatever, and
They went to
none of
the
them,
other dimension.
yeah.
Yes.
It's almost like what's that novel series where they go into they have huge ships. I can't remember. Anyway, there's another theory or another franchise out there that has similar concept where like
Well, and
the warp is like another dimension full of evil things. So.
Well, Harry Harrison said that a warp drive, actually, the way it works is it's like a rubber band where you stretch the ship out to the point where it's going and then you let it snap back.
Right.
Is that what you're talking about?
No. This
tried.
is. I mean, the whole idea in the Event Horizon was that when they go into the gravity well or the black hole or whatever it is, it creates an artificial black hole basically, and then it goes through it, which is supposed to connect 2 points in space like a wormhole. But that when they went into it, they entered into another dimension or space that wasn't ours anymore, you know, and it was like a hell dimension kind of thing. And when they came through or came back, they were no longer normal people anymore. They had all gone completely insane, and you know, were hearing voices and had to kill each other.
Well,
so, you know,
a theory that with for those that aren't like that may not know or whatever, there was a theory that each black hole on the other end of a black hole is the old another universe's Big Bang, and so like that it's creating another universe, so that if you hit a black hole at the right angle, you could actually travel into another like universe within the multiverse and everything. And so I'm curious if size matters, and
there's also
because there are different sized black holes and stuff like that. But yeah, and in fact, the center of our universe is one of the largest black hole like that, you know, out there or something like that. Like yeah. Anyways, like so like I think it's playing on that theory that came. I think it came out around that time. Is what like what it's.
It's a neat idea. It really is.
Yeah, it is. It's. I don't want to find out, but
just
no.
That was a Hawking theory. Okay.
He's had enough.
He's done. He's like, we're physics now. We don't need to. Done with this discussion.
Blank this crap. Yeah.
I was originally going to have Tracy go next, but she's gone.
Yeah. Bob said, "Screw you guys, I'm out of here."
Oh, one other thing. I can't talk about Event Horizon without at least quoting Liberate te tu me ex inferis. Oh, there she is. She's back.
Yeah, I had
Hey.
some computer trouble
It
here on
happens
my
to us
end.
all. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, like you're here. Thrash is gone too. He disappeared.
Oh no.
He vanished.
Oh wait a minute. Wait. Oh, he's not even there.
Yeah,
He
he's
dipped
just
before
gone.
he
Look,
froze.
my glasses on the screen because I can't see. But he's really gone.
Yeah, I don't. He just dipped. I don't know where he went.
He really didn't just freeze.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
so-
what would be great? What
Oh,
would be
gosh.
great is if he comes back and the screen freezes like this, and it's like the ghost of Thrash speaking. Oh, fingers crossed on
That
that.
would be great.
That would be wonderful.
Okay.
The ghost of Christmas never.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, there he is.
I can imagine him saying that.
Sorry.
Welcome back.
One of my neighbors, I think, is like having a leaf burning or something, but I just had to go make sure my house wasn't on fire.
That's
Yeah,
an important
yeah,
thing
yeah.
to do right there.
I mean, my alarms weren't going off, which
Oh.
is a good thing, but I'm like, for my own sanity, if I don't
Yeah.
take a quick walk through.
I'm just glad you
Understandable.
both came back from the Event Horizon in one
Oh
piece.
no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stop talking about him, and he's back.
Okay, so Damien, I guess that means you're next.
Okay, let me share.
You've got images today.
Okay.
There it is. Okay. I am going with the Voth city ship from Star Trek Voyager.
Oh, okay.
So it is the biggest ship that Starfleet ever encountered, at 11,000 meters long, and I mean,
Oh yeah,
it
that's
is
right.
so big. I mean, it basically is the heart of the Voth civilization, and I mean, it's so big it has a cavity inside, and they actually teleport or transport the Voyager into the center of that cavity when they want to, and then put it in a null field where they can't do anything. When they want to, have a little chat with them. So it's like, oh, who are you? Well, we'll just put you inside here, I mean, this give you an idea of like how big it is. I mean, when you can transport and how powerful it is when you can transport an entire starship inside of it and then just shut it down. I mean, that's pretty impressive. So, but yeah, it's just gigantic technology beyond anything the Federation's ever seen. It's transwarp capable. I can't remember how many people they said lived on it, but it's probably in the millions, I'm sure. But yeah, it's just cool. Anybody else?
Kind of
have
looks
anything?
like a blackbird.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, it kind of
To
does.
me, it looks like badass.
Yeah.
Well, here's
Like
another
an arrowhead.
Yeah, stealth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That makes it
that's
look more
cool.
organic. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and it's got that big old engine on the back. That's cool.
Yeah, look at that. It's almost like a sea creature of some sort.
I'm sorry. The whole time I'm thinking of like Damien's description of it. I'm going like, Starship, I want you inside me. You are mine.
Talk about assimilation, You will be.
I know, right?
With the Voth.
I can't unsee that.
I know. I'm sorry. I had to get it out of my head. I couldn't like it's just like bouncing around in there.
That image is gonna haunt me. I'm gonna
I know.
let that image haunt.
That's actually the scene right there where the Voyager is, and you see the size of it compared to it is actually transported inside, and that's it
Oh my
inside
God.
right there. Yeah.
That looks a lot like V'ger from
Yeah. It
motion
does
picture.
remind me of V'ger. Yeah.
Ooh, yes, it certainly does. Oh my god.
Danny said it looked like a shaver, so John asks, what was he
It
shaving?
kind of does. The new Norelco.
Norelco.
Have we talked about Beecher yet?
I don't think we have.
No, we've
and
not
actually, that
talked
was
about
on my
V'ger.
list of things to talk about at some point.
It just dawned on me. Wait a second, while we're on the subject.
Actually, V'ger might be bigger than this, but I'm not sure that they're considering it part of, anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, V'ger, like as the actual ship V'ger wasn't as big as the giant cloud around
Cloud
it.
around it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But this thing's 7 miles long, so.
Yeah.
What I could never figure out is why did the Klingons waste 3 capital ships taking care of a threat that was already leaving their space?
Yeah, it was heading towards Earth.
Because how dare you come into Klingon space without us taking a couple shots at you?
That's
Wait,
a
wait,
a
wait.
valid point. You raise a valid point.
And you can't go destroy humanity. That's our job.
Exactly.
Somebody's fired.
Wait a minute. You can't come into our territory and not have a fight. This
Yeah.
is dishonorable.
exactly.
We will kill you for that.
It was a point of honor. Yeah, you're right. I
Yes,
wasn't
Indy,
thinking
I
like a
saw you
Klingon.
mention V'ger. That's why I brought it up.
It's actually like
that's
the
great.
second item on my list, but I have not gotten to it yet. So.
Okay. We may
But
or may
anybody
not-
else have anything to say about the Voth city ship? I've
Not
just always
really.
thought it was really cool. Ever
It's
since
been
I
a
saw it.
long
Yeah.
time since I've watched Voyager, so I barely even remember it, to be
Well,
honest.
the Voth are just a cool species altogether because they're supposedly actually from Earth, descended from dinosaurs. So,
Oh, right. It's
Yeah.
that species. Okay.
that species.
I
Yeah.
remember that.
And they're a little bit I don't know they don't, they're very orthodox in their thinking. Like you have to believe in the same, everybody there has to believe in the same stuff. So
Harold, I got a quick question that's not related to this at all. What is going on your Twitch stream where Kamala has escaped?
So it is a. I know. I saw I saw that. I don't. It's a Pokemon community game for people to engage in while they're enjoying the hopefully entertainment on my stream. And yeah, I know. I saw there was a Kamala, and I was like, I don't know what that is, but dear God, I want one. Just so I can go and be like,
No comment. Sarah is
for
here
the
in
exact
chat.
reason.
Hello, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey,
We are
Sarah, I
talking
heard
about
you're
a
under
Star
the
Trek
weather,
topic.
and Daddy's got like no Wi-Fi, so we're postponing until next week. Got your back, Jack. I'm sorry, little shit.
No, that's good. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Sorry, I'm just distracted. Okay,
I'm in another world today. I don't know what it is.
my brain is not attached to my head apparently today. I don't know what's going on.
Brain. What is brain?
What is brain?
Brain and brain. What is brain?
Yes, there you go.
Okay, turn that off. Unless anybody else had anything else to say about the Voss ship.
That's
I think you're
that brain and brain comment is actually my walk on for whenever Tug comes into my Twitch.
The funny thing is, no one talks about Patterns of Force, and frankly, I think Patterns of Force is an even worse episode than Spock Brain. But it's a photo finish.
Yeah,
But,
it's pretty close.
I think a lot
Spock's
of people
brain is
just
just so iconic.
it is, and I think a lot of people just forget about Patterns of Force. Like it's like a no countsies. They just,
Oh,
that's terrible.
she's been cloned. There we go.
That was trippy.
No, that was awesome.
I'm coming in with a statement.
Tracy is a doublemint twin. You didn't know that.
Oh, that's scary. I feel bad for the girl.
Do you know who their older sister is? The Doublemint twins.
Yes.
Okay.
So, it's Katie Seagal.
Yes. I found that out recently. It was like,
Katie Sagal.
I was expecting that to be a joke.
No. It's like it's Pam from Married with Children. Wait,
Yeah, I get
Peg.
that.
was it Pam? Peg. Thank you. Sorry, Peg. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, or Gemma from
Peg.
Sons of Anarchy. If you're keeping.
Yes. Oh my God. Right.
Leela, hello. Futurama.
Oh, well, a voice.
Oh, yeah.
But yes. And I
Okay.
gotta throw this one in there. She was a backup singer and keyboard player for Bruce Springsteen way back in the day.
Hey,
Lance is here. Hello, Lance.
Hey, Lance, bro, what's going on, man?
Lance.
Okay, so I guess that means it is Thrash's turn.
Oh crap! No, I'm
Speak to
kidding.
us, Thrash.
Well,
He did
I'm
not
going
come
to do
prepared.
the old elephant in the room bit, and that's not a slur to my size. I'm starting the new diet, by the way. And I'm going to go with one that we've talking about, but haven't actually talked about. And that is the Enterprise.
Aha!
NCC 1701. And not A, B, C,
No bloody
or
A.
D.
No
And
bloody A, no bloody B, no bloody C.
this ship was just a game changer. And who as a kid did not see it for the first time and not instantly fall in love with it? This thing had everything. It had transporters, which actually started out of necessity.
Oh,
The
no.
Shuttlecraft wasn't working, so they go,
What a
we
day.
need some cool way of getting people to the planet. Well, you could just have the shuttlecraft working off camera. Yep, the shuttle arrived. Oh, here they are. But no, it has transporters. It has really, really, really cool weapon systems, phasers, and photon torpedoes. When I was a kid, I just liked the words photon torpedoes. It just sounded cool to me. It has like that really cool elevator, which not only goes up and down, but horizontal,
Side to side, yeah.
which I
Turbo
could never
lips.
figure out, but it's really, really cool. And I always loved the bridge. When I was a kid, I wanted to model my room after the bridge. It was just so cool. And again, it was like a space capital ship. It was like an aircraft carrier in space, only it didn't have aircraft. And anyway, I always loved that ship from the get go. And again, there was before the Enterprise and after the Enterprise. It just changed the course of what we conceived a spaceship would be.
Yeah, it goes back to something we were talking about before, where it's not aerodynamic at all. And I mean, it still has that saucer shape because, like, before this, everything was a saucer. Everything, like Forbidden Planet, so on and so forth. And this, it gave us some like weird technology that we didn't understand fully. Like, why does it have these, what we would later learn are called nacelles? We kind of understood what a deflector dish was. We got that, but a lot of it was just future tech that was cool looking, and that's all it needed to be, right?
I always liked the refit from the motion picture where it had the different nacelles on it. But
Yeah.
that's not even the A yet. That's just the refit. But anyway.
The movie version, yes.
Yes.
I'm good, Lance. Thanks.
Yeah, I always like the little spinny bits in the original though on the front there when you could see it. They're spinning inside the little
Right,
lighted
right.
globes.
Yeah.
Thought that was neat.
Art Deco. There's a lot of Art Deco in there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it also kind of looks like a building along the sides, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I really love about it is that so many of our shows and our like when we think of like vehicles in a movie or a TV show, it's almost always a battleship of some sort, right? And this was not that. This was a science explorer, right? This was, not meant in any way, shape, or form to get into fights. It could defend itself, but it was not a battleship in any way, shape, or form. And for us to, like, when you look at Star Wars, like, all of those are battleships, right? But this is, we were appreciating science and valuing science, which, to me, that's what,
Well, that's what Rod
that should be our, yeah, well, and it should be our priority in existence in life is growing our knowledge. And unfortunately, it all too often gets corrupted by other things, right? And so, like, which then leads to battles and wars and fights and, these concepts of finite resources and fighting over it, which then leads to bickering and fighting over that. Whereas this was, we are going out to help to develop our knowledge and then build up our, and help those that need it, right?
Right.
And build relationships. And so, like, to me, like, and it's often funny to me that those that seek to mimic this or were inspired by this allow themselves, like, corrupt themselves into doing something totally different, which leads against this, even though they'll sit there and tout their love for Star Trek. And so,
Well, in terms of design, I also like that it looks a lot like a submarine, like the base of it, because I mean that was kind of the idea of how things would operate on the ship. It would be like a large colonial ship that was dedicated to science, like Scott was saying, but it was also it was a submarine basically in space. That was the idea. It was all based on that movie. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. What was that movie? It's gonna bug me. Anyway, yeah, like, and as much as I want to point out that I think the Enterprise D is a better designed ship, you can't argue with the original, right? This is the one that set the stage. Without it, we would have nothing else.
I always like how the nacelles. I mean, if you look at it from profile view, Like this shot doesn't really show it, but the nacelles are like as long as the whole ship. So if you were to like take them off and put them beside the saucer and energy engineering section, they'd be like as long as the rest of the ship. Versus like all the stuff that comes after that, much shorter nacelles and whatnot.
That's true.
So it was neat that the original designs just had giant rocket engines is what they look like on the back of it. So, and later on in the series, everything changes. So, did we lose Tracy again?
Yeah, she's having some serious issues.
Yeah.
Well, who among us is not?
Yeah. Yeah, Lance brings up a good point. It might have something to do with the hurricane messing with her internet.
It rocked her like a hurricane.
Oh, Anomaly's here in Harold's Twitch. Yes, Forbidden Planet. What did I say?
Is anyone else hearing Damien in feedback?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure it was my tinnitus.
You're getting feedback from me?
Oh no!
I don't.
No.
I think it's.
Oh.
I think it's probably from Tracy. Honestly.
Oh.
Okay, but it sounds. Oh, I see. It's from Tracy's connection, but it's Damien's voice. Now I'm with you. There's a lag. I get it.
Right.
I think. Me understand? No.
I'm
me
here.
no understand.
Yeah, I know
Yes,
you're
you-
here. We're just hearing a little bit of like echo.
Foxtrot.
You
I'm- I
may
mean,
have to take. I know my internet's stinky.
More sympathetic I could not be.
Yeah, we've all been there.
God, I'm dying.
Oh.
Slowly, but that's the worst kind.
We're all hearing voices now.
Voices in my head. It is all okay. Scott, I guess it's your turn.
All right.
Why not?
I'm gonna go with. Let me share it. Do. Here we go. There we go. Encounters of the Third Kind. We kind of touched on it. We talked around it and about it, but we need to actually like fully discuss. Like this thing was insane. It was amazing. It was just massive and beautiful. And so, yeah, no, I absolutely love it. And it was a great show, and the whole aspect of communicating through music, and
Sign.
yeah, and on top of it, the size of it was terrifying, right? That not only are they technologically able to travel across light years and everything to get here, but they're also creating something so massive. It's got all of these like spines in it that kind of poke out of it. It's terrifying, right? And yet to have a peaceful interaction rather than something so violent. Like it's pretty amazing.
It really is, because I remember when I watched it as a kid, most of the movie is terrifying. I mean, that scene where what's Ronnie,
Yeah.
I think is the kid's name, where he's abducted. I mean, that's a really, really scary scene.
Yeah, it's shot
And
like a horror movie. Yeah,
It really is.
the red
and-
light through the keyhole and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
And he's dragged through the doggy door, and when she goes into the kitchen, and the stove looks like something out of Dante's Inferno. It's a really terrifying scene. And when you get to the end, and the aliens finally show up, and it's this incredibly beautiful, heartwarming moment. And it really just the fact that they could pull that off, I think, is a monument to not only the aliens. I mean, when the military comes in and they talk about cleansing the area, and you're like, oh my God, are they? And then you find out, oh, they're just gonna gas them. But then I'm like, I don't know, and it's that whole fear of the military, which America was still suffering from in the late '70s, particularly our own. But it's really a monument to Spielberg's filmmaking that he could go from something that intensely dark to such a happy ending and not make it feel hokey. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And the model for the ship is, I don't know if it's still there, but I saw it at the Air and Space Museum in DC. And it's very cool. Like, there's a lot of details that you can't really see on screen. There's all kinds of like Easter eggs on the ship. Like, there's a little R2D2 on there. There's Maximilian Schell from the Black Hole. All kinds of stuff is on there. It's really cool. It's really well designed. They wanted to make it as intricate as possible to make it look like a city. Like, and if you look at the bottom of it on this picture, it looks like an upside down cityscape, right? And yeah, all the flashing red lights around the edges. It looks really interesting. What is this?
There's
Damon's
the
got
model.
a picture of the model. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. I was about to bring it up.
And it's got
You have to see it in person
Stuff
because it's
on
got
it.
so much crazy stuff on it. Yeah.
a little
A
mailbox.
mailbox.
Shard.
Shark.
Oh, from Jaws, another Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
VW
Yeah.
bus.
Oh,
There's
was that a reference to the
TIE Fighter.
American Graffiti? TIE
Oh
Fighter.
yeah, American Graffiti. Yeah, probably.
Ooh, yeah.
Good catch.
Very good catch.
But yeah, that
You
thing's
actually
intricate.
can see R2D2 in the movie if you look really carefully and you know where to look. Check out my video on it. I do point it out.
Cool.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I just like how intricate it was and how in the movie it was like all lit up, every color of the rainbow kind of thing. And it was just, just covered in lights that are like moving across it and so on and so forth. And yeah, it's just so like, it was just beautiful. I mean, it's beautifully done. It was beautiful to watch. And,
Well, yeah, it's red, white, and blue. It's Merc.
yeah. There was some green in there. There's some green in there.
A little bit.
Little fun fact. Tourism to Devil's Tower doubled after this movie came out,
Oh, I don't
and
doubt
to
it.
this day has never dropped.
Really?
Yes. This
Oh, wow.
put Devil's Tower on the map.
And to this day, every time I have mashed potatoes, I have to say this is important. This means
Do you
something.
sculpt it? Do you
You know what?
put some little broccoli around it so it looks
There
like
you go,
trees?
yeah,
You know.
We're having meatloaf and mashed potatoes tonight for dinner. So I'm gonna have to
You know
gonna
what
have
you
to
have
do
to
that. That's right.
Well, when I first saw that movie, and I couldn't figure it out because everyone's looking so horrified at him. I mean, who doesn't play with their mashed potato?
Yeah, really.
He was taking it a little far, I'll grant it, but it's like
Like, dude, if you're not hungry, just say so.
it's not like he was setting fire to the cat or something. It was not deviant behavior. I play with my mashed potatoes all the time.
Like a Christmas Story, like meatloaf, meatloaf. I hate meatloaf. Right, and it's like, what did little piggy like? Come on, man. That's every kid's like dream is to like just play with their mashed potatoes and go at it like a little piggy, like.
And you
Or
have
at least,
the
I
perfect
don't know.
response if your mom's like, "What are you doing?" You just, this means something. This is important.
This means
Melinda Dillon was in both movies, by the way.
That's true.
Wow.
It absolutely was.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah, you're right.
So thank you for bringing that up, Scott. That's a very cool fun fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
I have nowhere to go with that, but it was a fun
Well,
fact.
that's
wasn't
still
it, guys?
awesome. Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
It was a brick wall, but it was a fun fact. We need to derail the conversation.
No, it's fine. Again, my brain's not plugged in properly.
I know. What is it? Well, I had a
man.
12 pack
Something in
last
here.
night. That's probably not helping.
Yeah.
And also, all the girls were out of the house. My mother hasn't come home. My wife had to work. and the other girls are like in Plymouth for the day. I'm the only one in the house, and that never happens. So I'm like I'm like the BB in the boxcar. I'm not used to the house being this quiet. It's unsettling.
I understand that. Yeah. It's that first week, like after my son goes back to school, and I'm like in the house by myself for a couple hours every day. I'm like, this is wrong. This doesn't seem right.
Someone should be getting underfoot. We need milk. The toilet's clogged.
Yeah, Tracy, I think it's not going to work this week. We'll try again next week. You can come join us next week. But if you have any extra spaceship suggestions, be sure to put them in the chat. We'll talk about them. Anyway, I think we've all had a turn, haven't we? So I guess it's my turn again. I got all these pictures of the Enterprise I got to close out. Hold on. Did the Event Horizon? I guess I can close this picture of the Enterprise D. Which one of these do I want to talk about? I'm going to talk about this one.
We got to talk about the D too. Come on.
Well, you are the D man, so yeah.
Well, yeah.
The D2, the R2 D2.
Yeah. I was about to say that sounded wrong.
I'm going to talk about this one because I'm probably the only person who thought of this one. The pod from Contact.
Ah, yes. That's awesome. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, see? Didn't even occur to me until today, honestly.
Technically, it's a spaceship. It is
a spaceship. It travels through space, for sure.
Yeah. Through a wormhole.
Through a wormhole. Through multiple wormholes.
Yeah, multiple wormholes.
Yep.
Some rougher than others.
Yep. I love it because we basically just built it from an instruction manual, like an IKEA instruction manual at that. And it has all kinds of crazy future tech that doesn't make any sense, like the self-sealing door, and the whole launching structures, this like spinning concentric circles, like a gyroscope looking thing and it's so massive just to have this little tiny pod that she sits in. And the one thing the humans put in there was the chair with the straps. And of course, once she's in space flying around, like the chair is what's causing all kinds of turbulence and problems because it's not supposed to be there. I love this movie. It is one of my favorite movies. There have been times in my life where I've said it is my favorite movie. And I really just want to talk about the design of the pod because I think it is so interesting, but I could talk about this movie for an entire episode easily. When 2027 rolls around, I will definitely be covering this movie on my channel.
Can you entertain one movie-related question then?
Go for it.
You clearly love the movie way more than I did. I enjoyed it, but I mean, you seem like almost expert level status on it. So I'm going to bounce something off you. There was I believe it was Ray Bradbury, a short story about the whole premise. A mom's on a phone and she's like got her kids underfoot, and they keep asking her for stuff. And she goes, "What do you need all this stuff for?" And they go, "We're building a space doorway." And
right.
And this goes on and on. Then she realizes the woman she's talking to on the other side of the country, her kids are doing the same thing. And we find out the whole premise is it's an alien invasion, and they've somehow the aliens figured a way of talking to the children and helping them build these platforms for them to invade. Do you think Contact was inspired by this very silly short story?
I'd have to double check in the acknowledgments of the book. Because Carl Sagan acknowledged a lot of inspirations, like pretty much anything that inspired even a tiny little piece of the story, he acknowledged in his acknowledgments. It's kind of cool, actually. Way better than James Cameron.
Wah, wah.
So I'll have to pull out the book and check. I would not be surprised if he gives some credit to Ray Bradbury. Like, I wouldn't at all be surprised. I know he credited Asimov for some reason. I don't even remember why. So yeah.
It may have been an Asimov short story, and I'm misremembering my
maybe
sci-fi
Asimov wrote a lot of short stories.
He did write a lot of short stories.
Yeah. For some reason, I have Bradbury stuck in my head, but it could have been Asimov. Yep. With the ABCs of science fiction, Asimov, Bradbury, and Clark. What about Bulva? I'm aware.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah,
the
I always thought it was really cool from Contact. Just the way that, I mean, everything about it, it's just, it's a sphere made out of like metal, and and it's got this like superstructure around it that's, it's like, well, what is that even for, kind of thing.
Right.
You just wonder what all the parts are for and what they do, kind of thing. It's so simple but yet intriguing at the same time. And I always thought it was neat in the movie that when she shines her flashlight on the wall after,
she can
it's
see
like
through.
she's in there and it's like all opaque, but then she shines it on that one spot and you can see right through it, so it becomes transparent. So
it's like poetry. You
Yeah.
should have said the poet.
So beautiful.
So here's a funny fact. Or a fun fact, I guess. I almost got fired from my job because of Contact. Yes. So I went to watch. This is back before cell phones, and just back before everybody had a cell phone, and pagers were more prevalent, things like that, right? When this came out, so I went to go watch it with a friend of mine. I was working at this like head shop. My boss at the head shop was like, "We are having a meeting and everybody needs to be there for it. And if you're not there, you're fired." But nobody told me about this. And then,
I think somebody didn't want you working there anymore.
yeah, I know. And so nobody had passed this on to me, and it's not like you could just like send a text on a cell phone or whatever. And so I get out of the movie or whatever, and I'm like calling around like, "Hey, like, what's everybody doing?" I'm at a payphone trying to like call people like, "Hey, what's everybody doing?" And like, "Oh, you need to talk to the boss, like, because you are in trouble, and there was a meeting that we were all supposed to be there for, and like, if you didn't show up, you're fired, and he's livid with you." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And so I had to go and like, say like, nobody passes on to me, like nobody let me know about this. I didn't find out about this till I was trying to get a hold of everyone to like see what we're doing for the weekend and like what party's happening or whatever. And so, but Contact, phenomenal movie. It was wonderful. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was great. Yeah. And so like for me, I really enjoy it. I know there are some, like, I know, like,
We've all
it's
seen
not
the South Park episode, yes.
yeah. I know there's some things that like not everybody loves about it and everything, but I really love that they bring up so many geopolitical issues in this movie,
You
right?
should read the book.
And
It gets even crazier.
oh yeah,
The geopolitics.
It really does like challenge that like so many different concepts, and people want security that and it gets into this. Sometimes we want security that we're right more than we want the truth, right? And right, and so we'd rather be right than have the truth.
When your wife says to you, when your wife says "be honest," she doesn't mean "be honest." She means "tell me what I want to hear and make it true."
Right, and
so in my case.
right. No. Like that's and so it really does kind of like touch on the psychosocial like aspects of humanity. It gets into the it talked about like billionaire greed into like some of this before we even had like billionaires making like spaceships and stuff like that.
I
like
love
it
that
really
idea that he's on an airplane and he never lands. He refuses to land back down on Earth. I love that. That's something you could totally see one of these rich people doing today. You totally could buy it.
Well, but it shows the because again, even that's a great metaphor because he's flying above everyone else. I'm above all of you, right?
Yeah.
I'm above all governments. You can't get a hold of me. You can't touch me. I'm beyond any of you, right? And that this global fluffing of wealthy people, like that we do, like we are the fluffers. I'm gonna phrase it like that because I like, first off, it's benign, right? But it's also it's kind of gross, and I want us to feel gross about it because we are the global fluffers of these people that we lift them up above us to feed their egos, their fragile egos, and their disconnect from humanity and from the rest of humanity. And that concept of I refuse to even be on your level, it really does. Like the movie again on so many different layers, like really does nail it. It's phenomenal.
And that guy is played by John Hurt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, who
Yeah.
passed away?
He delivers one of my favorite lines in the movie. It's why build one when you can build two for twice the price.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Straight out of
the
the
government spending.
Well, also American military mindset: never build one of anything.
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
Ever.
Very much so.
Yes.
This ship can rule an ocean. But how many oceans are there?
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll
I
build,
could-
we'll build 6.
I'm-
We need a couple spares.
On Scott's point, I could totally see Musk, like the entire reason he built his little space program was so that he can, build a space station and go live above us all. And,
Absolutely. Like that would not be surprising if that
Yeah.
turned out to be true. Like none of us
Yeah.
would
No,
be
one
like,
day-
"Oh, shocking."
one day he takes off in his own craft, and we
No,
never see him
but
again.
Musk has already talked about that, right? Like
has he?
he's already he was like,
Is he going to
like
build
his,
the Elysium? Is that
they're
what he's
they're
gonna do?
already talking about building like spaceships or space shuttles and or space stations, right? And he's talked about like they haven't explicitly talked about that, but that is something that is being looked at developing. So it's and again, the issue with it is their own private starship or space station that like could be a weapon, and so there's some really big concerns about that. And
We're getting to James Bond territory here.
no, but no. These are real concerns and things that are brought up. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're
Moonraker.
literally getting into James Bond level shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
This is the plot of Moonraker.
yeah. And I was about to say, and one of them has already, or one of them already looks like Lex Luthor. Yeah, like.
True.
And then he's talked about building, bases like on Mars, right? And if he goes and builds a station on Mars, then who owns Mars, right? And so like it's there are some like
Mars needs women.
Well, remember we had a discussion about that, about how the professionals he would need would almost exclusively need to be female, because you would need to get the population up and going as much as possible. So I envision Elon Musk building this Mars colony where he is the drone of this sort of massive colony.
That's
and
going to
he
be a
gets to play
tiny
John
little gene
Carter of
pool.
Mars all day.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting beyond egotist here. We're getting into like woo stuff.
yeah severe narcissism.
Yeah.
I'm not
we can all
diagnosing
agree that-
anyone, but
We can all agree that something
diagnose,
smells
diagnose.
funny about Musk.
yeah.
You've been saving that one.
Yeah. Back to the billionaire point in the movie about Haddon was one of my favorite lines. Was when he was talking about how he how he recently acquired the
Oh, yes.
wholly owned
Recent
subsidiary, recently acquired and wholly owned subsidiary of
Haddon Industries.
Haddon Industries. the technology whatever company that was building the second one in Japan, the second machine. But,
And Harold, not to derail the conversation, but before history rolls over, and I've got to know, what was the meeting about?
The meeting.
Yeah, the meeting you almost get fired for not going to. I have to.
Oh!
He doesn't
It
know
was
he wasn't there.
yeah.
He missed it, man. He missed
No,
it.
it was about like so it was about like financial stuff, and it turned out the bosses were embezzling, and so yeah, that's why it closed. It was because the manager was embezzling, and then like why are we losing so much product and yet we're not making any profits, and like so the people that own the company, and so we had to like come like we weren't aware of this, but the meeting was about making things basically us doing more work to sell more so that he can suddenly provide more money and not get fired. So
Right.
Check. Thank you. That was nagging at me. I'm sorry.
no, absolutely.
My
Yeah,
OCD was kicking in. I like it.
Absolutely, no. And so yeah, like that's what I pieced together afterwards. But yeah, that's not what was told to us. It was.
We're getting a
Do
lot
better,
of
Sam.
echo from your sound, from your mic.
Echo.
Sorry. That's better. Thank you.
Yeah, that's much better.
I restarted my computer, see if it would
Oh.
work. Just as
Hopefully
a
that
test.
So
you're
been
here.
there.
You know, I love Macintosh, but right now I don't know.
You're coming through a lot clearer now. So
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
fingers
really?
crossed. Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. My legs and eyes and toes and everything.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
unfortunately have to take off. Tracy, don't take this personal. But anyway,
I don't
Had a
take
lot
that
of-
personal. I love you, Boobala.
love you too, Bubby. Again, I got a motor, guys. I had a blast. I hope everyone comes to my show tonight. I'm going to carry on
Yep.
solo tonight. The big consortium will be next week. But guys,
See
have a
you
great
tonight.
afternoon. I'll see you then too.
Yep,
Peace.
see you then.
All right.
Goodbye.
See you later.
too. Bye.
We lose
Love
one,
that, man.
we gain one.
Well, I didn't get to say my favorite chips, but they're kind of funny this week. I decided to go really wacky.
Well, I mean, like, we still have time. Go for it.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
done with contact.
The ones I
Yeah.
had were like, Planet Express from Futurama.
Of course. Nothing wrong with that.
Of course, the egg from Mork and Mindy.
Okay,
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I didn't
Here,
think of that
oh,
either. I'll get it.
Oh, we got to pull that one up.
Oh, it's funny as hell.
Oh, the egg. Oh my goodness, the egg ship. Here, I'm gonna
You got
share
it?
it with
Oh,
you.
it's hilarious.
Oh, please tell me it's.
No.
I'm trying to find one that's like a decent size because they're all around 600.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
small
they're really
ones are hard to
tiny. That's what I learned. Oh, it's so funny. It's just a giant egg.
get. Yeah. Here, I got a picture that's kind of fun.
There you go. Did you? Okay.
I mean, you can keep looking because this one's not like. Hold on. Make sure I get it. There we go. It's still small,
Ta-da! There it
but there it
is.
is.
You have to get close to my screen. My poor vision. That is funny. That is hilarious. Great
I love
picture.
it.
Robin Williams. God, those things are great. And my other one was sort of a little bit more kind of is the mothership, Discovery 9 or District 9 rather.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a good call.
That one isn't as wacky as the most.
No, but it's cool looking. It's another one of
That's
those
a
that
cool
looks
ship,
like a
yeah.
city in space, you know? 'Cause basically is. Okay, let me pull that one up. There we go.
I've got it if you want to. Oh, you got it? Okay.
Check that
Oh
out.
yeah. Yeah.
It reminds me if they repurposed, the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
This one's a little bit higher res.
You got a better high res one? Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah,
I
it
just
really
like how
does.
it has all that stuff hanging off the bottom. It almost looks like it's like just hanging, almost like vines or something, but it's it's all mechanical.
Yeah, and those like
so-
helicopters that are flying underneath it just look like
Yeah.
debris,
yeah,
Mhm.
they look almost like little insects flying around or something.
which is
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, which is also funny because the creatures to us look like the actual creatures
Insects,
to us
yeah.
look like insects. You're right. I never even connected that. Those helicopters do look like little flies that you would swat.
And are
Like, you would
those
swat
things
away.
around the perimeter there? These sections is that supposed to be like landing gear or something? I mean, they never explain any of it, of course, but these
I have
things
no
are
idea,
there.
to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I have to ask
And-
the
and-
designer.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that I really love about like this, because when you look at the ship, it is not clean and polished in any way, shape, or form. It looks a little bit run down. It looks almost kind of junk heapish. And when you go to South Africa and you look at it, like there's a lot of it, like there's a lot of poverty in South Africa, and so like where they're living and stuff like that. The ship, interestingly enough, looks like the homes that the aliens are living in, right? The hovels and stuff like that. So it like all of it, like everything about like not only the ship but also their living conditions looks very, very dirty, very, very impoverished, very, very like slapped together.
No, like it's like the alien equivalent of projects. Like this was for their slave labor force to live in. It wasn't even
Right.
like the main alien ship. It was just like the trash that they put them in that they didn't care about. And like
Right.
Yeah.
the insect, the prawns on board didn't even like know how it worked.
Right,
See, I like the
right.
fact that the bottom looks like fidget spinners on the bottom.
Like,
All I can see is this thing painted red and saying Sanford and Son Salvage on the side.
Yes, that's fantastic. Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm terrible.
That's so great. That's great. I sent an image of the Mork and Mindy. Just
coming
like
out of the egg.
him
Yeah.
coming out of it, and it's got a little like seat in there and like some
Yeah.
buttons on the side. And he just kicks it open. And I always loved it. Like I love it because it's like again, he's hatching into this world, right? And so it's to me, it's so great. And then with the first picture that you sent, like just to think that Jonathan Winters is in there.
Oh yeah.
Like
Two of the
Robin
most
Williams, Jonathan
manic
Winters.
people ever in comedy. When you put them together in the same show. It's just-
Yeah.
Well, potentially both literally, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Very much so.
I don't know. I don't know if it was ever like I know with Jonathan Winters it was like discussed. I don't know about with Robin Williams, but yes, definitely like manic issues and struggles and depression and mental health, and it's to see two people that brought so much love and joy and beauty to this world to struggle with such darkness, and it's just wonderful.
God. It sounds like the winds of war. Oh my God.
Oh my God! Oh, he wasn't. Okay, thank God. I was worried he was going to suffocate.
Oh my God. No, the egg breathes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, there were episodes of that show when both of them were on it where they would just the screenplay would be just a page long of just like the beats that they were supposed to hit, and the camera would just be on Jonathan Winters and Robin Williams, just letting them go. That's what you have to do. You have no control over these people.
No. Well, but also like you do that and it's magic, right? Like
Absolutely.
because like when you throw out jokes, there's going to be some like ones that don't necessarily hit all the time, but like with these two, like 98% of it is just going to be like absolute beauty and I earnestly like you'll see those interviews where where people on set are trying to make their co-stars like break and laugh, right? And in the middle of a scene, like they're just trying to have some fun with it or whatever. Like I would love to have been on set to see those two just going at each other and who could like make the other one break and laugh and everything, and them just like getting in these comedy battles. It just would have been amazing to witness. Like it just would have been glorious. So
Okay, once again, I have to bring up your weird Twitch Pokemon game because that sounds like a sexually transmitted disease, and thankfully nobody caught it.
Oh no!
I'm glad no one caught it.
or an EDM DJ. So
Right.
Swirlix.
Smarlex.
Yikes!
Okay. I have no idea whose turn it is. Is it yours,
it's my
David?
turn.
Go for
Okay.
it.
All right, so let me start by. Okay, here we go. Since we
Oh, there it
talked
is.
about the Enterprise,
That's
the
the
regular
exact
one,
same picture I had.
yeah, I am going
Yeah.
to talk about the Enterprise D, which is by far my favorite Star Trek, ship ever, or favorite Federation ship. I should
Federation
say.
ship, yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Because I do have some favorites in Star Trek in general that are pretty cool, but this is my favorite Federation ship. It's just, I remember when I first saw it, it was just like, it's massive. It's just huge compared to the other ships that we'd seen previously, like the older, Constitution class Enterprises, and things like even like the what was the one that had the supposed transwarp drive that didn't work?
I don't remember off the top of my
Anyway,
head.
yeah, from one of the Star Trek movies and so on and so forth. But it's got this massive oval-shaped saucer section, and just everything's kind of squat and streamlined. And I mean the nacelles are big fat things, but they're not like long like they used to be on the older starships.
Yeah, they look
And-
even more like phasers.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
exactly. And then the whole thing, when you go inside, it's like a luxury liner, It's
Yeah.
like what you'd
Yeah.
expect from like a cruise ship or something. It's like all soft and beige and, rounded corners, and everything's
It's very
really
gentle
nice. Yeah,
and sleek. Yeah.
It's very nice inside. Plush.
You-
It's beautiful.
And it had the touch screens on the wall. That was
Yeah.
that was so cool.
Yeah, you need to go somewhere, you just like, hey computer, where's this? And it'll give you a little light on the floor to follow, or light on the wall to follow, or whatever.
Yeah,
It's just,
that is bad, but
You
it
and
is
then
beautiful.
and even the engineering section is like, pristine. Everything in it is perfectly clean at all times.
Exactly.
It's that
could see-
beautiful, clean, brand new everything, that is Star Trek, that is Gene Roddenberry's future, the clean, pristine, anyway, I love that ship. That, and it's just, the saucer section comes off, it splits into
Separates.
two ships.
That was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it's got like multiple shuttle bays, and
Wow.
it's really armed to the teeth when you think about it. It's got some weapons on it. It's an exploration ship, but don't mess with it, because
It's got a lot of people on board to
Yeah.
defend.
Yeah, it's 1,000 people on there. Families, kids, and in fact, so yeah, it's just by far my favorite of all the Enterprises is that one. I'm not a big fan of the E. It's cool, but whatever.
The E it takes it too far in the militaristic direction.
Yeah, it looks
Mhm.
mean.
Yeah.
This
Whereas
looks,
you're right. It feels like a luxury liner. It feels like
Yeah.
a cruise ship in space.
Yeah.
It just
it looks
Yeah.
like a ship of peace and exploration rather than
Yeah.
a ship
Yeah.
of we're gonna mess
it's
you
not
up.
threatening.
Yeah, yeah. But
So-
it
It's even
can
got the
threaten, yeah.
soft like pastel
Mhm.
blue and
Yeah.
pink. It's like
Mhm.
it's designed to not be threatening. And again, it has that city and space feel. If you look at
Mhm.
the saucer section, you look at the lights; they just look like windows on a
Mhm.
skyscraper.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
yeah.
That is pretty cool.
sure.
Sure.
And then you like the crew quarters are like nice, even like for like ensigns and whatnot. You know, they all have like their own little space. You know,
They have their
and
own
they
little bathrooms and everything. Yeah.
little and windows to out. Well, not all of them. If you look at the schematics, there's a lot of them that don't have windows, but
Yeah.
a lot of the crew gets windows where they get to see out and everything. Yeah, it's just, and then you got 10 forward and what was the other? There was like 10 forward and 9 forward or 11 forward. I can't remember. There was actually 2 of them stacked.
Yeah,
on
there
top
were
of each other.
technically 2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
only
then there's
saw the
actually one in the back as well, but they don't bring that up in the show. So,
And of course, the holodecks. It was the first ship
Yeah.
to have holodecks. Yep.
Oh, that's right.
holographic playgrounds. I mean, we
That's
all know
right.
there were some things going on in there. You know, Riker had some programs that he didn't share.
Yeah, we're all like shaming Barkley, but you know,
No.
everybody was doing it.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
no, it is really nice. Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
good design ship.
Yeah.
You know, I like how the phasers are set apart, and you know, the bottom looks like a ship itself.
Hold on, there's some better or more pictures in here. Kind of cool.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
it
one,
is sharp.
And then there's, of course, that was from one of the early episodes.
That's the one where they went like to a different galaxy. Even. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. From the back there, yeah.
You should get a shot from Parallels where there's like millions of Enterprise Ds.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh wow,
But no, I'm just.
That's a cool one right there.
it's
That's
pretty
neat.
trippy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just very cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
And I love the glowing blue lights on the nacelles.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Yeah. You get the blue light special.
Oh, there's the engineering and saucer section.
That does mean something a little bit different, but
Yes.
I'll take it.
Would you
Yeah,
like
it's
your
missing
Death
its
Star
head.
to turn off?
I always thought that was a cool look though, because it's got the little bridge right there, you know,
Yeah.
the little bridge
The
bump,
battle bridge.
and then the phaser array right there, and you know, but it's got this like downward slope to it. It looks kind of mean. So
I don't know. It looks like somebody's sticking their tongue out.
yeah, it kind of. You know what? You're right. Mm. Where'd the saucer go? Mm.
Or like a shoehorn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A very
yeah, I see
odd
that.
shoehorn or something.
I noticed when it flies, it's very quiet, so it could sneak up on you.
Yeah, yeah.
But it moves fast.
No, I just like the thing. I like, again, for me, I grew up with Next Generation, and so like the to me, D is what the Enterprise looks like, right? And I know it's not the first one, it's not and everything, but it really does. I feel like if we were to do something like that, we would create, it would be the time of Next Generation, but they would build the original Star Trek, because they would like not build like luxuries for people and just be like, suffer people, go enjoy, like go do work. And so like, but my hope would be is that societally we would evolve to what like Next Generation was, which was a like, which is always funny to me because it's a very anti-American
No, it's
culture.
communist propaganda. Yeah.
Absolutely. Right? Like
There's
there's
no
no
money.
money.
There's no-
There's no money.
There's
it's
no assets.
Yeah, yeah.
right.
You
And
can
so-
own some things, but they're just personal effects, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's but it's also like there's a lot of beauty in it that socially they would hopefully evolve to, we would evolve to, but far from it. But to me it's just
they still
it's,
had a hierarchy. They just didn't
Yeah.
treat
Absolutely.
the hierarchy the same way.
right.
Yeah.
And so I just, I really do feel like that brought me into sci-fi. Next Generation is what brought me into loving sci-fi, because it's building off of Roddenberry's like ideas and, just taking it the next step. You also saw families right? Because you had Will get the boy off the deck, right? And but like
Wesley.
right, but and then and you hear Will Wheaton's like description of his experience there, the wonder and beauty and amazement and everything, and like he portrayed, like, I loved Wesley because he portrayed us on the ship, that it's, and then even what was the engineer, not LaForge, the one that did the transporter. He had the
Chief O'Brien.
Chief O'Brien. Thank you. Like he had a family, right? That like on there, and eventually he moved to Deep Space Nine. Like, but he had a family on there. Like you saw multiple people's like with families, like, and it like it made it a place that you wanted to grow up, despite the fact that it felt so isolated and desolate, right? You're in space, you're in this darkness, you're in, it's almost cloistered, but it still felt like something that you could grow up in and be okay, right? Without being, an odd person,
like
or
you guys
whatever.
said, it's like a city within itself. So,
Yeah.
they
They had teachers.
Yep.
Yep, and they
Kind
got
of
that
like
big old arboretum, and
Yeah.
It reminds me of Whittier,
Gymnasiums.
Alaska,
Yeah.
or by those in that one building. Yep.
No, and I do feel like it was the culmination of Roddenberry's influence on Star Trek. I mean, influence, he created Star Trek, but I feel like with the movies, with Nicholas Meyer, with Harve Bennett, things were starting to go in a different direction. But then TNG comes along, and it basically is what Roddenberry envisioned for Star Trek, I think. And then after that, as much as I love where Star Trek went after that, Deep Space Nine might be my favorite. It's not Roddenberry anymore. It's doing its own thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and also, like, so Star Trek, you had the first interracial kiss on TV, right? With the
course.
original.
Yep.
And then you get into Next Generation, and you've got interracial marriages, you've got interracial, like, children, mixed
They
race
even put a
kids,
Klingon
things like
on
that.
the
You got
bridge.
interspecies relationships.
Right, yeah.
Marriages.
But, but I think that's
Let's not
more
forget what Data and Yar were doing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But no, I think with humanity, the interspecies relationship is more tolerable than the interracial, because the interspecies seems more fictional, whereas interracial, like, at the time, like, it wasn't long ago that 1/4 of a political party of a particular political party in the state of Alabama, they did a survey that they said that interracial marriage should be illegal, right? That and so that's a large population of Alabama, that was well after Star Trek Next Generation. So at the time, that's a big thing, and so to have an interracial marriage with a mixed race kid, like, being shown on a very popular TV show, like, again, it's that next step. And to me, I think that touches even more of a button, because it's not so fictionalized. It's your neighbor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, like, that's a bigger concept. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, and I think
Well,
putting a
that was great.
Klingon on the bridge was actually a good thing in that same regard, because the Klingons were the enemy, right?
Yeah.
They were
Right.
the big bads of the original Star Trek. So to have your enemy be one of the coolest people on the bridge says
Absolutely.
something,
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Worf was amazing. Worf, like,
Worf
again,
is my
Worf was.
favorite Klingon.
I remember Worf had a son.
Yeah. I
Yes!
think Worf forgot that a lot.
Yes!
Yeah, that's a great episode.
Yeah.
I forgot that Worf had a son, just like
Yeah, so
Worf
did
did.
Alexander.
Alexander.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Alexander
He was
was
cool.
because he was raised
Yeah.
by humans,
Yep.
the same
Yes.
humans who raised Worf.
Yes.
And they were Russian because, the Klingons.
Well, wasn't a Vulcan in interspecies?
That's
Oh, yeah,
true.
yeah.
Spock,
Spock was
Good
yeah,
point.
Spock was mixed
Yeah.
race or mixed species, yeah.
Yeah. Half human.
So, all right, my turn.
Yes,
Yep.
now it is
It's all
your
you,
turn.
Scott.
All right, let me share.
Here we go.
Oh, where is it? Here we go. You got to talk about it. You got to talk about it. E.T.
Oh, of course.
E.T.
Oh, yeah.
E.T.
and
It's a
that
Hershey's
that
Kiss. Boop.
yes, and that unique ship. Like, I mean, you can't talk about spaceships. You can't talk about aliens. You cannot talk about any of this without talking about ET. It had like, there's a couple other ships that I'm like, oh, I want to bring this up, but you can't. We're running out of time. You cannot do this without talking about ET, and that lovable ship. Like, it looks like you said, a Hershey's Kiss. It looks like a weird bubble with a point.
It's cute.
Oh, it is, right? It looks cute, and, you know, and again, we, like, when we think about aliens coming to our planet, we're often very scared about this concept and this idea and all this different stuff. But when you watch this movie, the people that are the danger are us, right? Mm-hmm. We're the more threatening species. And it goes to me, it goes to Hawking's, or at least commentary about Hawking's perception that anybody that comes here would be a military force. That the criticism of that is a very human perspective based on very human experience. That we're such a that we're still stuck in this otherism and violence and what have you, that and disregard for the lives of others, despite
well, it falls
us
afoul of that anthropic principle. But like,
yeah.
You know, we only have ourselves to compare to, so we assume aliens must be like us. When
Right.
there's no reason to actually believe that. That's just all we have.
Right. And so it's this really, really, really beautiful ship. This alien that like heals a boy. It does all this like wonderful stuff, right? And is an amazing creature. Steven Spielberg just absolutely nailed it. Like, I love it. It's a great movie. It's a great ship. It's absolutely iconic for all of us that grew up in the 80s. Like, we love, like, I almost want to, it's not a spaceship, but it is a ship of sorts. The bicycle in the movie, right? Like, even like we all wanted to be that boy, right? And so,
Or girl.
I love.
yeah.
I love
Well,
how
I mean, I just the boy, like we wanted to be the boy, like in the boy's place,
I
right?
know.
And so, yeah. And so, like whether we're, yes, because again, any girl would love to do that too. Absolutely.
I love how the ET species like came here as, I guess, like space botanists to collect.
Yeah, they didn't care about us. We're here for
Yeah,
the plants.
they were here for the plants. Yeah,
Right.
So,
You were
I'm
good.
sure we've all
Cool.
seen that robot chicken sketch where it turns out ET was the mentally handicapped version of his species.
No, I didn't see that one
yet.
yet.
Like, yes, ET, phone home. Here, have some gruel.
That's phenomenal.
oh,
Anyway.
but yeah.
No, ET is great. You should check out my video on it because I gush over ET. I feel like for such a gigantic movie in its day, it's still one of the like highest grossing movies ever made. I feel like it gets forgotten a lot, and it doesn't enter the conversation as much as I feel like it should. Close Encounters is a good movie, but I have like issues with some of its thematic ideas. Whereas ET, I don't have any of those hangups. I think ET is one of Spielberg's many masterpieces. It's great. Yeah, it's one of the best benevolent alien movies ever made.
The writing
And
was
that
so
ship is
good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the fact that it was told from a kid's point of view, it gives you that whole like just that whole sense of innocence. And then to make an alien or to make a human in a spacesuit terrifying in a way that has never been terrifying since. Yeah. That's cool. It's a good movie. Great movie.
God, that's such a good point.
Yeah,
Pieces.
Talk about teaching values and morals too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's going to cut it for today. I think we are finished. Unless there's anything anybody desperately needs to bring up really quick before we stop.
I just wanted to point out the list that I have, just without images or whatever, but
I'd
like
to mention
Go for
one
it.
Go
or two
ahead.
myself.
Honorable-
okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just really want to throw out there the Romulan warbird, the Dodora or Durek, however you pronounce
When
that.
you were saying my favorite vessel in all of Star Trek, that would be my choice.
That is actually my favorite in all
Yeah.
of
It's
one
so
of my
cool.
mostly the favorite of mine in all of Star Trek, because it's just such a cool ship, with the
Absolutely.
the bird head or the beak or whatever you want to call it on the front, and then it's hollow in the middle. And they're massive. That's huge ships.
On my list too.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that one out there. The rest of them are, we've already discussed in some way, shape, or form for the most part, other than maybe the Red Dwarf, which is a cool one.
Yep.
That was in the comments, but yes,
yeah.
yes.
We did mention V'ger. We mentioned X-Wing at one point, but I don't know if we really discussed it.
Yeah, we
but,
talked about it.
We did
Yeah.
talk about it.
That was
Yeah.
on my
Okay.
list. Yeah. No
Oh, okay.
problem.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, and then of course Spaceball one, but anyway.
We talked about that one too. I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Old Eagle
Yeah.
5.
Go ahead, Scott. What else you got there?
I got Battlestar Galactica, the Viper, and
yeah.
I really love the Viper MK7. The Oblivion bubble ship is I just think is phenomenally iconic. I think we talked about the board cube. Yeah, we did talk
We
about
did
the
cover
board
the
cube.
board cube,
Yep. Silverhawks Mirage. I love that cartoon, the Silverhawks. I had Silverhawks as a kid. It's a great. We talked about the Highliner. The Heart of Gold from Hitchhiker's
that's on
Guide.
my
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah.
I forgot to mention
Yeah.
that one with
But-
the infinite
Heart of
improbability drive.
Improbability,
Yeah,
yes.
love
Oh my god, it's so wonderful.
Yeah.
I love the TIE Fighters because that sound that go with the TIE Fighters is
Yeah.
just phenomenal. And then
Even
the
though
cocoon.
There's no sound in space. but-
Yeah. But no, like the cocoon spaceship.
yeah. Oh yeah, the cocoon spaceships.
Yep.
I got
And,
a list, but
um,
you guys covered it.
Yeah, the only other thing on my list that we haven't mentioned is the derelict from Alien, like the
Oh,
actual
yeah.
engineer.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a good one.
Yep.
Yeah. And Tin Man from Star Trek or TNG, we kind of sort of glossed over it in one of the early, I think the first episode. But
Yeah, because we were going way too
Yeah.
fast in the first episode.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I always loved Tin Man because it was a living ship that's had
Yeah.
personality and was depressed. Anyway, so
That was good.
Right, John. The derelict is called the Juggernaut. Yes.
yes, the Juggernaut, which is proven in Alien or not Alien, but
Prometheus.
Prometheus. Yeah, when the Prometheus runs into it and it doesn't even it knocks it out of the sky, but it's still all in one piece. Whereas
Yeah.
Prometheus is obliterated.
Because for the longest time from Alien, you look at it, it kind of looks like it might be just a piece of a ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good ship.
Indy's disappointed in you, Harold.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. I didn't wear the top hat. Yeah, sorry, I didn't wear the top hat because I need to have headphones that fit it. So that's it. That's what I'm working on, getting some headphones. Like I've tried using these in my Twitch streams, and I've tried using my earbuds like this are too short. I tried flipping these upside down, and it doesn't work. So I have to get new headphones that will work with the top hat. So. But I am working on that because I am going to be wearing my top hat in my Twitch streams, and so
Neato.
yeah. And then next, I'm going to get the purple blazer and green vest, like the icon. I'm living up to that image that I created. So
Awesome.
I've got to find
Awesome.
my deer stalker, which is probably in the basement somewhere. Because I dressed up as Sherlock Holmes one Halloween, so I've got the
cool.
whole get up, and one of my
Nice.
dad's old pipes, the type that you associate with Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, the ones that come down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a
Oh.
retro dress, or a dress that looks retro, and on the bottom it has all these coffins on it and skulls.
Nice.
Since I like retro things.
I've
also
got
have
one
a
of the
zoot
Sherlock
hat.
Holmes ones, but
Oh, there you go. Oh, the
It's
big
not
long
quite
one,
as
yeah.
curved enough, but yeah.
no, I do have one of it.
Go
Like my
down.
grandfather had one of the Sherlock Holmes
yeah.
pipes.
Oh, those
This
are
is the
nice.
one I just have
That's more
of
of a
his.
Gandalf
It's more
pipe.
wizard. Yeah, more of a
Yeah.
Gandalf. Still smells of cherry tobacco.
Do you
Yeah,
have?
you can't get rid of that smell, which is great. It's a great
No,
smell.
it smells good.
Yeah.
What's that good weed from the Shire or whatever?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
As long as
That's
it doesn't
right.
smell like skunk.
Yeah.
True.
Right.
Not the cheap stuff.
That's right.
Oh my god.
So anyway, that's it for today. In about half an hour, I will be dropping my long-awaited review of Predator on my channel.
Nice.
Definitely look forward to that. And then next week, actually I didn't say, I just talked about it in the green room. I'm actually dropping a video on Nosferatu, which Damien and Harold will remember from our public domain theater. I'm making a full video on it, and that's to kick off spooky season because I love spooky season, as does every YouTuber. And as such, we will be talking about horror movies next month, but we'll be varying the topic week to week. And next week, since I'm doing Nosferatu, I figured we could just talk about our favorite vampire movies, or maybe vampire movies that aren't as well known as they should be. Something along those lines.
Those are great.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting up with me.
It happens.
Not
It's
at
okay. We completely understand. It's even happened to me several times, so we get it.
It's like, dummy, you should have restarted this thing before you
Sister,
yeah.
like trust me. I like what was it? I've got one of the people that follows me on Twitch. It like makes the joke. Tug knows him. Camelot will go like, it is not a Herald stream without some sort of technical difficulty. So trust me, sister. I understand.
And that
I make
whole
it a
not
habit.
restarting right away, like my son is the worst at that. He'll be complaining about his computer doing all these things wrong, and I'll be like, "Have you tried restarting it?" No, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, the first thing before every stream, I restart everything just to because otherwise I end up with problems with something.
Yep.
So either the mic doesn't work, or the camera doesn't work, or or things are lagging. So I just do a full restart every time.
Oh, Tug.
Yes.
You know what? Have you watched the IT Crowd with your son?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, you need to watch it because again, the running joke is: Have you tried turning it on and off again? Have you tried plugging it in? Right, like they go through like these basic steps, and it's like it is a great. It will break your son to go. Okay.
I think we need to figure out how to do that with America. Okay. We need to just unplug it.
Yeah, we really do. Yeah, absolutely.
One of my TikTok videos is on that. Like is exactly that. So.
Maybe Pun should use that strategy. I'll try to bring it up with him next time I talk to him.
Yeah.
Always restart before the stream.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm like,
So Tracy, I did watch your video on I can't remember her name now.
Entwistle.
Entwistle, thank you. Very cool. You got anything else in the pike coming down?
Yeah, I've got some stuff in the back of my mind from like the era, if not a movie character, maybe something else that happened during that time that was everybody knew back then. I have a lot of things. I just have to get them on paper and then throw them into my teleprompter so I can read them to you guys properly. And I'm still trying to work out my kinks with my does, and whatevers.
Those are a pain.
And
I
then-
still suffer from those.
Yeah, and then the thing too is I want to be more fluid,
Yeah,
and that takes
it's hard.
time.
It does.
Yeah.
It just you just have to
really
keep
hard.
at it, and
So-
eventually you'll get better. That's just how it goes. Everybody starts as a white belt, as my son would say.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's cute.
Yeah. But yeah, I love those old classic Hollywood stories, and I was really surprised by your Peg Entwistle story because I'd never heard of her. Honestly, like that was a new one to me.
Yeah, she's very famous. She jumped
Yeah.
off the H in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And the Hollywood sign, it used to be called Hollywood Land.
The Hollywood
They
Land
dropped the
sign.
land part off
Yeah.
years ago. It's not just called Hollywood, but back in the day, it was called Hollywood Land.
That's because of the
Yeah,
Rocketeer.
it's an interesting story. Oh, okay.
No, it's a joke because in the movie The Rocketeer, they actually blow up the
I
land
know.
part of Hollywood Land. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But
I forgot about that.
Change it, which way or the other.
Yeah.
I'll let you believe what you want to believe.
So, okay, Harold, what have you got going on?
So, we just finished our Blood Moon yesterday, and I got some. I got some screenshots from that I'll post like in my different social medias. So we've got 7 days on Tuesdays and Saturdays. We've got Baldur's Gate, I do on Thursdays and Fridays. Thursday, I do with a friend of mine. Speaking of us, with a friend of mine, we do Choose Our Adventure, where the audience picks all of our decisions, and I am carrying one of our colleagues or one of our friends' heads because it was supposed to be. She was supposed to be one of our compatriots, but our audience chose differently, and so I'm carrying her with me now, and so.
Well, carrying around a head is a good thing for October. So
Yes,
You
yes,
hold
and
it up
and so
Speak to it when you're like, you know,
alas, poor Carlac, I knew you well. Right.
And Monty Python with that sketch where he's like Attila the Hun, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Don't tell my head."
very much.
And then Lynch and the Space Ninja and I are still doing our role play stream, and then during the daytime when I'm not working and I've got some, days off, I'm going to be doing playing Vampire. This game Vampire that's set in like a Jack the Ripper era kind of. Victorian Gothic setting and stuff like that. It's pretty cool, and so I'll be streaming that and hanging out with people and chatting. And so you're welcome to come join me on over there.
Is it just Vampire, or are you actually playing Vampire Masquerade?
No, it's just Vampire. It's not
I
Vampire
just
Masquerade.
wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So I do love White Wolf though. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I guess that's it for today. Until next time, never be ashamed of what you love, as long as you're not hurting anybody. And I am not prepared again. I have to hit the button. Where is
Thank you
it?
and good night.